on YouTube. Now, you may be like, what are we looking at here, Rhodes? We're looking at the Rekia Jackson number 5 Chicago Sky jersey. Guys, can I tell you, we've got Angel Reese fans that are mad because Rekia Jackson...
Look at that jersey. Number 5 for the Chicago Sky with Rekia Jackson's name stitched across the back. And somewhere right now, Angel Reese fans are absolutely losing it. We're talking full-blown social media chaos, with people demanding the number be retired and throwing around accusations of disrespect over a jersey number that was worn for barely 2 incomplete seasons. And at this point, it's not even about the number anymore. It's about delusion, entitlement, and a fan base that's completely drifting away from reality.
By the way, just pointing that out, what's the problem? There are literally Angel Reese fans that want this jersey retired. The aunties and the unks want this jersey retired. You got to be more careful. Oh no, this franchise is horrible. Was there no other number? Don't say her jersey isn't retired.
The reactions are honestly completely unhinged. Just scroll through the replies and you'll see people calling the franchise terrible, demanding they show respect, and insisting Rekia Jackson should have chosen literally any other number, with one person even saying, retire number 5. She might come back as soon as Spoon leaves, while another tried to call it disrespectful in a comment that barely made sense, like pure emotions spilling out without any structure. And yet what makes this whole situation even more ridiculous is the simple fact that Rekia Jackson has been wearing number 5 since she was a kid. She wore it at Michigan State throughout her entire college career, so this isn't some calculated shot or petty move by the Chicago Sky. It's just a player wearing the number that's been hers long before Angel Reese ever put on a Sky jersey.
Dejonae Carrington has agreed to a 1-year deal to join the Chicago Sky. What the F? You have to admit, though, Chicago Sky is not going to be a pushover. They're not. That game, Angel Reese isn't even there anymore. That game may be spicier now than it was when Angel was there. Certainly may be more dangerous.
And can we actually talk about what the Sky are building here? Because while everyone's busy crying over jersey numbers, Chicago is quietly putting together what some people are straight up calling a Caitlin Clark hit squad. First, they draft J.C. Sheldon, and then Dejonae Carrington signs a 1-year deal. Yes, that same Dejonae Carrington who went viral for the eye poke incident, and now people in the comments are joking that Caitlin Clark might need Kurt Rambis-style goggles, like full-on safety gear just to step on the court against Chicago, because Carrington is ready to guard her at least 4 times a season, turning what should be competitive basketball into something that feels closer to a combat sport. And somehow, through all of this, Angel Reese fans still think the biggest story is what number Rekia Jackson is wearing.
To go into the links, that's me, Rhodes Ranch. You can follow on the X. 2-time All-Star Natasha Howard is signing with the Minnesota Lynx, 2 years, $1.4 million. Sources tell ESPN. Every Fever fan just rejoiced because nothing slowed down the pace of a Indiana Fever basketball game last year like Natasha Howard. Natasha Howard get the ball.
Let's get some actual facts on the table because clearly that's needed right now. Angel Reese played 2 seasons with the Chicago Sky and didn't even complete both of them. In 2024, she appeared in 34 games before a wrist injury cut her rookie year short, and the team finished 13-27 that season after going 18-22 the year before. So overall, we're looking at roughly 31 wins and 49 losses across those 2 years with her on the roster. And with that in mind, try explaining with a straight face why that would justify retiring a jersey number. Because when you think about true retired numbers, you're talking about players like Michael Jordan with 23, Kobe Bryant with 8 and 24, and Magic Johnson with 32. Numbers that represent championships, MVPs, and careers that defined entire franchises and changed the game, not 2 incomplete seasons on a team that never made it past the first round of the playoff.
Come back as soon as Sloot leaves. Y'all are in denial. Came in and stole that shit. Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, here we go. This shit be disrespectful, the slows. That's good. That's good. Rekia Jackson should wear a different number respectfully of Angel and the greatness she accomplished.
The disconnect from reality here is honestly wild. One comment even pointed out that Rekia Jackson has been wearing number 5 since she was a kid, and that a lot of these angry Angel Reese fans never really followed basketball until they started going after Caitlin Clark, and that might actually be the most accurate take in this entire situation because it explains everything. What you're seeing is a fan base that didn't grow out of a genuine love for the game or even a deep appreciation for Angel Reese's play, but instead formed around opposition, around the idea of rooting against Caitlin Clark rather than truly understanding the sport. And when that's your foundation, it leads to reactions like this, where people seriously believe 2 incomplete seasons should result in a retired jersey. You get fans proudly labeling themselves as aunties and unks, like it's some badge of honor, while at the same time not knowing Rekia Jackson's college journey, not understanding how jersey retirements actually work, and probably not even being able to name 5 current players on the Chicago Sky roster, yet still feeling confident enough to flood social media with outrage, demands, and accusations all over a number.
At least not on our team. Praise Jesus. A lot of church in here today. A lot of church. Wishing you all the best. All the best. Yeesh. Although I'm sorry to see Flash move on, I'm happy for her. Hey, go ahead. This is big relief for us Fever fans. We can relax now. Next, Bro Turner go find a team. Oh.
Meanwhile, real basketball news is actually happening, with Natasha Howard signing a 2-year, $1.4 million deal with the Minnesota Lynx, and you could almost hear every Indiana Fever fan breathe a sigh of relief at the exact same time, because nothing, and I mean nothing, slowed down their pace last season, quite like watching Howard grab a rebound and suddenly decide she was running point, pushing the ball up the floor in transition, while fans sat there in frustration wondering why she was dribbling through traffic instead of moving it to the guards, turning what should have been fast, fluid offense into something that felt clunky and hard to watch, the kind of sequence that had people calling it basketball chaos. And now that entire situation is Minnesota's to figure out instead of Indiana's.
Loud announcement to any other team. They better not. They better not. I'm just telling you right now. How to kill a locker room right quick. Fever stand, thank God. This is Natasha Howard's announcement too. Thank the Lord. Woo, a lot of people were having church on this. Thank you, Flash, for your contributions. Whoa. Wow. Glad when she was on, but it was inspiring.
But let's circle back to this jersey situation because it actually reveals something deeper about modern sports fandom. There's a comment floating around saying, giving Rekia Jackson number 5 is diabolical, like the Chicago Sky committed some kind of evil act by letting a player wear the same number she's had since college, and then someone else tries to frame it as a respect thing. But respect for what exactly? Respect for a player who requested a trade and moved on. Respect for someone who didn't even complete either of her 2 seasons. Respect based on which accomplishment? Because that's where the argument completely falls apart. The Sky already acknowledged Angel Reese with a homecoming moment at LSU. They recognized her time. They showed appreciation. And that's the appropriate level of recognition for 2 incomplete seasons on a team that didn't win. While jersey retirements are something entirely different, those are reserved for true legends, for players who defined an era, elevated a franchise, and achieved something that goes far beyond ordinary success.
It's more hate. God, here we go. This one. Rekia's been wearing number 5 since she was a kid. All the hateful AR fans never watched basketball until they started hating Caitlin Clark, so they don't know this. Ooh, snap. My dude is telling the truth. Oh, okay. Okay.
Here's what actually happened in this entire controversy when you strip away the noise. The Chicago Sky made a completely normal basketball decision by bringing in Rekia Jackson, a talented player from Michigan State who has worn number 5 throughout her career, and they simply let her keep wearing her number. That's it. That's the whole story from a basketball standpoint. But Angel Reese fans took it personally. They framed it as disrespect, They treated it like the franchise was trying to erase a legacy that, in reality, consists of 34 games, a first-round playoff exit, and an injury-shortened season. And somehow they're demanding that those 34 games be treated like 34 championship wins. And the wildest part is that some truly believe that argument holds up, convincing themselves that Angel Reese's short stint in Chicago deserves the same level of reverence as careers like Lisa Leslie with the Sparks or Diana Taurasi with the Mercury, which just doesn't align with how the sport has ever recognized greatness. Intro 9. One commenter actually cut through all the noise with a perfect reality check. You don't retire a jersey for a player who spent 2 seasons with a team and didn't even finish either one. That's the part everyone seems to be ignoring. Because jersey retirements aren't about potential, they're not about social media hype, and they're definitely not handed out just because a fan base is loud enough to demand it. They're earned through sustained excellence, championships, and careers that define what it means to represent a franchise. And sure, Angel Reese has the talent and the time to build something special and maybe even reach that level one day, but that legacy hasn't happened in a Chicago Sky uniform, and it won't because she's no longer there. She chose to move on. And now Rekia Jackson gets to wear number 5 just like she did at Michigan State and throughout her career. Because that's how professional sports work. When a player leaves, their number becomes available unless they've truly earned having it retired through exceptional, franchise-defining achievements.